You are capable of winning races, but you can't do it alone. It's time to elevate your game to the next level with RMR Driving Academy. Richard Murtaugh is the longest-running setup builder on iRacing with nearly a decade of experience. With a combined 13,000 rating across 2 accounts, Murtaugh has helped more than 20 drivers advance to the World of Outlaws Pro Series. Log on to rmrdrivingacademy.com or find them on Facebook and Instagram.
Well, good evening, everybody. Wednesday night on the Digital Sim Sports Network, and that means live racing action. Midwest Truck Series tonight. Kentucky Speedway, the now defunct Kentucky Speedway, which is a very, very sad state of affairs because it's actually one of my favorite tracks on the service, especially in these trucks. it's good to see a lot of guys in here tonight. 23 drivers in the house once again. Hello, Bill. Hello, Jane. Hello, everybody in viewer land. Say hi in the chat for me. Bill, it feels better day to day, but it's about to probably not. I have a date with a specialist. Got an appointment on Friday morning. I'm pretty sure they're going to tell me what my fate truly is. I'm sure that it's surgery. We're just going to have to find out how long I'm going to have to rehab and recover and all of those things. So I kind of already succumbed to the fact that that's not a choice. It's mandatory. I do know our top 4 tonight that are going to go to the back after qualifying. Corey Blevins, Adam Vinny, Brock Bigelow, and Brandon Mackey will all go to the back. The bounty will be live. The bounty has been doubled. And we'll see who those top 10 drivers are that start up front tonight. If one of them can pick it up, grab the bounty. Our Dash for Cash drivers, Mike Forstner, Brandon Mackey. Where's that list? Oh, there's that list. Chris Emerson, Frank Chavez. And that's what I have written down. Oh. Whew. Man. Oh, no. Coy Callis is on that list as well. Okay, there's the other. I thought there was a 5th name. Yeah, it was partially covered up. Sometimes you got to reach and move things. Just a few minutes in the practice session. Remind everybody, we're live again tomorrow night. Netcode Esports Mighty Midget Series. Back for the 2025C season. Got a message from them yesterday asking me if I was still interested in covering their fall season. And, of course, I am. Always like to have the dirt guys on. And so we will give them another go around here. Next week, if everything comes through, you'll have a whole week of racing. In fact, on Wednesday and Thursday next week will be double headers. Be going at the same time. I'm going to get my old buddy KR Stolfus to cover a couple races for me. But we'll have 410 Knoxville Nationals, hopefully, with DOB. First time DOB has been on the network since the inception of the Racing Network. They were one of the 2 first series to ever be owned. They have been gone a very long time. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Well, they're doing a 360 deal tonight. I think tonight is their LCQ night. And then I should hear something back from them tomorrow. There's one of the D4C guys, Coy Callis, the 2 truck, that orange and green truck. He'll be in the Dash for Cash tonight. Thank you, Bill. Appreciate that. Hard getting comfortable. Probably going to be less easy to be comfortable after surgery, though. There is your current points leader. He changed his paint. Uh-oh. May not be going for 3 in a row. He inverted the paint this time. Last 2 times it's been red with the white and black, and this time it's white with the red and black. So I saw the 9 truck. It's actually, say, the 13 on the pylon, but it is the 9 truck. And that is Chris Emerson. He's in your D4C tonight. I'll let everybody kind of know what's going on one day next week. Guy that picked up the IndyCar win last night for Digital Sim Sports Network coverage. He Did a great job out there in the IndyCar. Had a challenge for just a little bit. He ended up with pit strategy, winning that thing out. So, Adam Vinny. Austin DeMore now quickest in the room. 31:24. Jacob Watson was at the IndyCar race last night. Ran good pretty early. Problems with spinning the car on a restart. Ended up getting a couple laps down and then just never could recover. Couldn't catch a caution after that. There's Todd Keir. Tony Martin is out here running around as well. Forgive me, folks. I am trying to do something for myself here. Trying to give myself a little better footrest is what I'm trying to do. Trying to get in here where I can turn sideways and put my foot up here and see if I can at least make it comfortable for a little while. A lot of adjusting going on here, folks. All behind the scenes. Y'all can't see none of this. Well, that's good to know, Mr. Martin. Glad you're here. About 45 seconds, and we will get to qualifying. We'll see who comes out on top after qualifying is over. We do know who the four that are going to the back are, so we'll just see 1, 2, 3, 4. All four of them are in that top 8. Make it the top 9 in practice times right now, so. All right, practice coming to a close. That means it is time for qualifying. We sat through the driver's meeting this evening. Might have to put a pillow in this chair, I think. We'll just have to see how we can do for sitting back here and qualifying these races after surgery. Hopefully we won't be... Hopefully they'll immobilize this thing from the hip to the knee and I'll be able to just rest it on the footrest. But Garrett Boyd, one of the first drivers to head out onto the racetrack. So we'll follow him around, watch his get up to speed lap. Brock Bigelow is also rolling out onto the track. He's just a little bit behind here. Wish we could do split screen stuff. Oh, big wiggle. That's going to stop that. That definitely hurt his get to the line speed. I can guarantee it. So he may have to take it easy on lap 1 and put all of his eggs in the lap 2 basket here. But Brock Bigelow coming out of turn number 2 right now. Adam Vinny just now getting to the line to start his timed lap. Brandon Mackey is 3/4 of the way around. Boyd will be the first to cross the line, so his time will show up. 31.73. Not very fast, but had the pull till right there. Mackey, who we're watching right here, 31.46. That's pretty good on lap number 1. Bigelow, just about the same, a few thousandths of a second making the difference there. Michael Everett with a good first lap effort. Oh, let's find Adam Vinny because he's about to hit the stripe. He'll go to the top at 31.34. His fastest lap of the night almost. I think he ran a 31 in the practice session. Mackey with a 31.19. That is smoking it getting around here. Jacob Watson coming in. 31.32. And this time, the second lap for Vinny, and he cuts across the apron to make it just a few feet shorter. Third quick, 31.31. He just barely picked up. Let's go find Stephen Pearson. Pearson, lap 2. A sixth quick at a 31.39. Where's Tony Martin? Tony Martin is already head down there. He is on lap number 1, so he'll have a whole nother lap. Little bit of a step out with that right rear. He got it back up underneath him. He's going to have to bank on lap 2, and he's going to need to be perfect. So we'll watch his second lap. Forstner and Mashburn are both on track right now. Forstner just now started a time lap, so we will end up going to Forstner's truck here once we watch Martin finish lap number 2. That time across 15th quick, 31.50. So now the sleeper of the group, Mike Forstner. Oh, that's going to hurt. He may not get to put a time in. We'll see if he goes out. He is not going to officially get a time. He was come to finish lap number 1 and driving down through the pits. It started lap number 2 for him, and that would be his get up to speed lap. So all the times are in. Frankie Chavez just finished his, and he was at 31.94. So your quick qualifier for this evening, Brandon Mackey, the 99 truck. He is one of the 4. 3 of the 4 in that top 3. I'm not really seeing anything out of the 24 truck. Blevins was 9th quick. So we'll see. He usually races better than he qualifies anyway. He knew he was going to the back. Not a whole lot of need to go and try to do anything drastic. Was pretty fun, Church. You didn't say nothing in chat. I didn't see you at all. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to stay hydrated as well. So, all right, let's get ready. Starting lineup, it'll be a little weird because 3 of those top 4 are going to get out of here. I think that's going to move Kevin Spaulding up front. And he'll be beside Jacob Watson. So Watson starting on the front row. Then it'll be Keir and Pearson in row 2. Blevins going to the back, so that'll move Boyd up next to Bojanic. I'm sorry. And the lineup's just going to be a little goofy because you're going to move a lot of these guys up on that inside row and only one on the outside row, and everybody else is going to the back because of the top 4 in points. So at the back, Mackey Bigelow in row 11, and then Vinny and Blevins at the very, very back of the field. So it's going to mess with me a little bit because I got to figure out who's going to start in that top 10. As they start to roll off, and we'll watch the drivers. Todd Keir is in the top 10 starting tonight. Herman? All right, so we got the top 10. Those drivers eligible for the DSSN bounty tonight. Pace car already off. Means we are about to get started. And a green flag, and man, I'll tell you what, Watson was up to the front. He'll get into 1 and 2 in front of everybody. Pearson on the outside has third behind Spalding, Keir, and Boyd side by side. And behind that, Jonathan Scott, Paul Bojanic. They race for 6th and 7th. Tony Martin has 8th, and then side by side, 9th and 10th. Harold and Herman. Russell Harold already up here to the top 10. Truck sliding out of turn number 4, I think. That's Chavez's truck. He's going to gather it up. We're going to stay green, but he is going to be way, way, way to the back. And Forstner started from the pits, and he is a half a track behind. I'm not sure what happened there, but Mike Forstner way, way, way back there. He's going to count on a caution, I think. So let's go see. Corey Blevins coming through the field like a man possessed. Blevins is already up to 12th, and he started in about 22nd. Working the inside on the 8 truck. Michael Everett right there. That will be a pass for 11th, and he'll get it completed. You see a couple 3 spots behind that. Brock Bigelow now getting around Russell Harold. And Adam Vinny's following him right through. I guess this setup must be pretty loose with this truck on this track in this particular settings. I know 2 or 3 weeks ago when they did officials, I went out in the truck and ran at Kentucky, and I had no problems. Only if I tried to overpower things after about 4 or 5 laps did I have problems, but I was running lap times faster than what this was. It could have been the conditions. I'm not sure, but they said it's pretty slippery out here for the first 3-4 laps, and then the truck kind of gets settled in, and then you get about lap 10 to 12, 15. The tires start to get warm, and she starts to get greasy again. Take a look at Bigelow and Vinny, 13th and 14th right now. Brandon Mackey still back in 18th. Up front, Jacob Watson, he's opened it up to about 10, 12 truck lengths now. Spalding still second. Pearson still third. Keir. And then Jonathan Scott. Jonathan Scott has been fast, just has not got the finishes that some of that speed has been shown for. I like to know who's watching. That's the thing, church. Tony Martin about ninth on the starting grid when we drop the green. He runs in sixth. He and Dylan Herman are side by side for those spots. As they work into turns 3 and 4 to complete lap number 7. Tony Martin right through the middle of the racetrack. All the way down to the start-finish line. He takes a spot away, and now Dylan Herman is going to be under fire on the high side from the 21 of Garrett Boyd. That is Austin Demore right there behind the black truck with the orange numbers. And there's Corey Blevins. Blevins inside the top 10 now. Bajonic, then Everett, Bigelow, and Vinny. And Corey Blevins, man, he is fast through the middle of the corner. He's able to get back to the throttle and just push right away from these guys. He made that pass in the middle of the corner through the exit. We'll move him up to 8th. He's going for his 3rd win in a row in the series. He won the race before the All-Star break and then won last week. Changed the paint. Thought he told us he wasn't going to do that. He was going to stay with it. But he changes it, and tonight he is running just as good as he was the last couple of weeks. Spalding losing a little ground now. About 7/10 of a second. That gap from first to second. But they have got a huge gap. About 1.6 seconds back to Steven Pearson and Todd Keir. Whoops. Well, you know, you got to pay the bills. You got to keep putting these race cars under these guys out here. That's all I have to say. Watson is out front. He's led it from the drop. Working our 12th lap, and he is out 0.8 of a second right now. Corey Blevins now up to the 6th spot, and he's not done. He's looking for more. He went around both Boyd and Scott, and now he's looking at the back of Tony Martin. Not quite quick enough to put his nose there, but the short way around, he may get to the door. And he is just fast from about right there, all the way through the exit. Pulls alongside. The media has no comment. Watson stretching it out even further now. He's out to a 1.1 second lead. It's another 1.1 from Spalding to Pearson, and then that gap about 0.6 of a second between Pearson and Keir. Tony Martin hanging on right in front of Blevins. Austin Demore's in a battle back in 10th, and he's got a couple of hungry drivers coming from the back. He's got Brock Bigelow, who works around Jonathan Scott, puts himself in the top 10, and then Adam Vinny is tucked in right behind Bigelow, just following him through. And they've got the 8 truck of Michael Everett in that train as well. Let's see where Brandon Mackey. Brandon Mackey is 16th. Started out back with the bunch. Around 20th position, has not made much of a move forward through this whole deal. Now he'll go almost 3 wide as he works around Bojanic. Working up on the outside of the 55 of Gomez. Lap traffic right in front of your leader. I think that's Frank Chavez right there. And Frank had a spin on lap 1 or 2. I think it was lap number 1. Coming out of turn number 4. And that truck has just been off the pace the entire way. He runs 23rd. Mike Forstner started from pit road. And he is 22nd. And he is about 22 seconds behind Jacob Watson, which is not very far in front. Less than 10 seconds. Spalding still hanging on a second. Started on the pole. Has run second the entire way. No challenge to the leader. No challenge from behind. Garrett Boyd now is up to 4th as he got around Corey Blevins a moment ago. Tony Martin is right in that mix too. Trying to work around Keir. Herman got the 777 in this top 6 and 7 battle right now. Little blink out of the 777 truck. Easy for me to say. A moment ago, I don't know if it slowed Keir down, but now he's under fire. Bigelow gets alongside. Keir went a little wide down in 1 and 2 the last time when that truck blinked, and I don't know if that's what got him off the pace or if he is just trying to stay out of the way because that set of tires is angry. But he will fall all the way to 10th as both Vinny and Bigelow get a bye, and that puts them 9th and 8th respectively. Watson's still out front. He is just growing that lead. Well, he was definitely fast in practice and qualifying. The race was a little different. We're coming in on a third of the way. We'll be on lap number 25 here momentarily. Top 3 have been the top 3 since we dropped the green flag. Kevin Spalding is going to work the lap truck here of Frank Chavez. He'll get by, and that'll mean that Pearson will be the next one. Boyd is right behind that. Then Tony Martin is in there. Corey Blevins and Dylan Herman are tucked in tightly behind him. Brock Bigelow, Adam Vinny, Michael Everett now inside the top 10. He started just outside of it. He started 11th tonight. Watson kind of on cruise control. Still running the fastest laps of anybody out there, and he has grown that lead to 3 seconds. Saw white smoke. Looks like well, it wasn't Chavez. I don't know who had white smoke. Might have been Hakes. Trying to get that truck back up underneath him right there. But somebody had a bunch of white smoke trailing off the back of the truck, and I think it's because they got a little free going through 3 and 4. Hakes is going to go a lap down. He'll stay low down here in 3 and 4. No danger of anybody running right up on top of him right now. Be quickly here because Garrett Boyd is starting to reel in the back bumper of the 83 truck of Stephen Pearson. His lap time's just a little quicker. About a tenth of a second quicker, and he's been a little quicker than the front three the last 2 laps. We'll see if he still is here on this third lap, completing lap 26. And he is mirroring the time of the leader, so he'll work around Pearson on the bottom of 1 and 2. Move Boyd up to third. Let's go check Martin and Blevins still. I'm sorry, that's not Tony Martin right in front of that's Chavez's truck, the 23. I thought he was still right behind Martin's. I saw the 2 on the door. Tony Martin has opened up that gap a little bit, and now Dylan Herman is making some noise. He's going to get in a 3 wide here momentarily as Brock Bigelow. Oh, yeah. Yeah, 3 wide's a bad idea. And Dylan Herman needed to know he had 2 high, not just 1. So we'll go back and we'll take a look at that. All the audio or just my voice? Well, let's go take a look at this one, or a little drone cam action. It's going to end up 3 wide right here, and he did not have room to move up. And all Chavez was doing was minding his business, going in a straight line. So that'll slow some things down, and it definitely will change some people's pit strategies, I bet, because everybody's going to come in. I'll get more up under the desk here and make sure. And it looks like everybody on the lead lap is going to take advantage of coming to pit road. I didn't think we'd have anybody pass on this. Watson into his pit box. We'll see who comes out first. And Watson will hold serve. He'll get to the line first. Spalding, Boyd. I'm not sure behind that. I think Tony Martin and then Stephen Pearson. And then Corey Blevins, Adam Vinny, Brandon Mackey, Michael Everett, Brock Bigelow. So Mackey taking advantage on pit road. He picks up about 6 spots. Moves himself into the top 8. Bigelow, the loser in that deal, he lost about 3 spots. So Mackey improving his position greatly. Watson holding serve. He's been out front since we dropped the green. He is still going to be out front when we go back. Doubled up, that means we'll go back to green lap 32 where we'll pick things up. How about 5 or 6 laps from halfway here? I think they dropped a couple, had to pick them up and shoot them back on there. But all 4 of your top 4 that started in the very back of the field now will restart inside the top 10. Just before halfway. No waiver around this last time, so Chavez still lap down. As we go back to green. Mackey got a great start. I'll tell you who got just as good a start was Garrett Boyd. He is going to jump to second. Tony Martin is going to make a bid here to go to third. Corey Blevins may make it 3 wide up the backstretch for third. We saw what 3 wide did on the front stretch, and Blevins does not stick his nose in there. Adam Vinny, he's not going to be afraid to stick his nose in there. He's going to go right after Corey Blevins. That's going to force Blevins to make a decision. Now Blevins goes from the top to the bottom right off the nose of the 11. Little contact there. He tried to make the move from the outside behind Spalding across the back end of the 20 to a Martin, right across the nose of the 11 to Vinny. And when he got back up off the apron, Vinny gave him a shot car wrecking down the backstretch. Might be Russell Harold. It is not. I think it's Jacob Mashburn. Yep, 125 truck. He's just going to get sideways, and he's not going to get it back. Light contact with the inside. Dylan Herman. Outside wall, inside wall. Bojanic crushed the inside wall. Let's go see what happened with Dylan Herman. He and Bojanic. Oh, he got loose as well. Yep. That truck snapped left, snapped right, and that's what got Bojanic. So we'll go right back to the caution. Yeah, lucky for him, it worked out. That was a lot. It's going to put him fourth in the running order. Vinny fifth, Spalding, Bigelow, Pearson, Mackey, and Todd Keir. That top 10 when we get ready to go back to it here momentarily. We should see a waiver round. We should see Frank Chavez possibly get a waiver round. I think 3 truck, super damaged. I don't know if he's going to be able to return. We'll go take a look. Whole left side is torn backwards on that truck. Left front's damaged, right front's damaged. He may have blown the motor in that truck too. So we'll see. Wait, there goes Chavez getting his wave around. He'll put him back on the lead lap. Dylan Herman's truck also on pit road. He has damage as well. Actually, his truck not on pit road. They may have taken it all the way back to the hauler. He hit the inside wall a ton. Doubling them up. We're going to go back to green flag racing. We will start on lap 37. At the end of that lap, we'll be halfway. We'll see if Watson gets another one of those great launch starts here. His first 2 have been absolutely perfect. Coming around. It's getting darker. The lights are coming up. This place is so much fun at night. We'll get rid of this pace car here. We'll wait for him to get down to the restart zone.
Green flag, green flag.
I'll tell you what, Watson is getting perfect starts. He'll jump out front. They'll be side by side behind him, with Boyd on the high side taking the spot from Martin, and now Blevins trying to follow him through. That was the battle that was going on right as the caution came out. Blevins was working on Martin, and Blevins wastes no time. Dives it to the bottom, pulls inside on the 21 of Boyd. Oh, yeah, you don't want that. He had a little bit of a wiggle. That's going to allow some guys to go by up top. They're 3 wide. Martin's in the middle. Vinny was way up top. Blevins still down on the bottom and trying to fight back. Vinny clears everybody into the 3rd spot. Bigelow trying to do the same. Got the door kind of shut before we got to turn number 3. As Martin moved up as soon as Vinny cleared, and they'll get single file. Mackey now working right behind Bigelow. So your top 4 in points now, 2nd, 5th, 6th, and 7th. As they started at the back at lap 1, and now coming up to 35 laps remaining, and they're all inside the top 7. Spalding back in 8th, then Pearson and Keir. Here comes Austin DeMoore. And that's Michael Everett, the 8 truck on the high side. He runs in 12th at the moment. I thought he was going to try to make that move to the bottom, but there's already a big black machine right there. And he had to fall in line, probably give a little space. Look who is up here in about a 13th spot. Started from the pits, was 3/4 of a track behind before that first caution came out. Now Mr. Forstner, Mike Forstner in a 4. Inside the top 14, and was battling Jonathan Scott there for that 13th spot. We're going to go to the front. The top 3 have broken away slightly from Martin, and we're going to get a caution. Coy Callis. Oh, that's a wreck. Mike Forstner and Austin DeMoore. Whoa. Well, let's go watch this, because this is kind of what got it. Oh, DeMoore. He just got loose right there. Jonathan Scott got a tiny piece. Callis and Gomez. That was Chris Emerson running through the grass. So a little yellow fever mid-race here. We're still going to have about 30 laps when we go back to green. 30, 31. There's a bump right there. That's where the tunnel to come into the track is down there. There's a bump. And right by those 2 black patches down there in turn 3, and it kind of goes up across the track a little ways. If you hit it, and I'm going to say these words just wrong, it bounces the truck or the car or whatever goes across it, and it really will take your side bite away on your right rear. Well, he just took himself out of the lead, went into the pits right there. And very few drivers came in. I want to say maybe 10. Corey Blevins is one of those. Brandon Mackey is also one. No, this track doesn't have one of those glitches. This track just has a couple of spots that have little bumps. There's one right down here in turn 2 as well. But it's not on the very bottom. It's about, I don't know, midway through the corner, and it's very subtle. It's kind of in between the first and second lane. When you're running right down on the bottom, you don't feel it too much. If you're running across that dashed white line, it will definitely make the right rear step out if you're on the throttle a little bit. So it is Garrett Boyd, Adam Vinny, Tony Martin, Brock Bigelow, Kevin Spaulding, Stephen Pearson, Todd Keir, Michael Everett, Russell Harold, and look at that. Got his lap back now in the top 10. Frank Chavez, the 23 truck, up here in the top 10. And then Mashburn, Forstner, Watson came out 13th. The first of all the trucks to have gone in and pit. Corey Blevins behind him. Then Emerson, Scott, Damore. Mackey just now rolled out of pit road. I don't know if he went in for a second time or if he just sat there that long. But I'm not sure he beat the pace car out. He might have. Gomez is still in the pits. Hakes, Callis, all still in pits. Bojanic is off track. Dylan Herman off track as well. So for the first time all night long, a new leader. We'll see if he can get a good start and maintain that lead. About 15 lap old tires, but about 7 or 8 of those have been under caution, so tires not very old. I don't think anybody can make it the rest of the way. I think we're going to see another set of pit stops out of all these guys up front here. Pace car getting out of the way. We're getting ready for our restart. And Boyd, good start in front of everybody. He kind of caught Vinny sleeping a little bit. The guys behind going to stay side by side. Martin and Bigelow. Bigelow off the high side. Tucked in behind Adam Vinny, and he will push him right up to the rear bumper of the 21 of Boyd. Martin fires it down the bottom of turn number 3, coming out of 4. He'll slide across the nose, move him to 3rd. Bigelow right up there in 4th, trying to use the side draft to pull back alongside Kevin Spaulding. Watching all this happen in front of him, Stephen Pearson is tucked in right behind that. About to have a battle for the lead. The crossover, though, coming from Bigelow. Down alongside. Just doesn't have the exit speed, and Martin will use that momentum and make a clearing move out of 4. Adam Vinny peeked to the inside, but Boyd was about 3 truck lengths ahead. And Boyd is up there running 3rd line. Oh, Vinny's going right through that spot. I saw the right rear slide just a tiny bit. He was being pretty gentle with that throttle getting through there because he went right through that line where that bump is at. It's so subtle. We found it a number of years ago trying to get the trucks as low as we could possibly get them to the racetrack without scraping, and we'd get a scrape and then the truck would just snap right there every time. There comes Coy Callis back onto the race service. Laps down, but he's going to get back in the fight and he'll join right in front of the leaders. He's 5 laps down, actually. Battle for the lead. Vinny alongside. Didn't have it that time. He'll have it this time getting into 1. I think Boyd decided, I'm just not going to fight. Let him go use his stuff up. Tony Martin holding off Bigelow and Spaulding. Corey Blevins not able to get through. Not clearing the traffic like he was in the early part of this thing, and he is stuck here in about 7th place. Here comes Watson after his pit. Started 13th just about 5 laps ago, and now he is all the way up to 8th. Everett 9th, and Jonathan Scott still 10th. .25 laps to go. Top 2 with a big breakaway over 3rd and 4th. They're out there about a second on them right now. Corey Blevins now works around Spalding. Spalding went way high that time. And now Blevins going to work around Brock Bigelow, and Blevins will go to fourth place. He may have just been sitting back there waiting for his tires to heat up. As we are 5, 6, 7 laps into this run, and he is starting to move forward once again. Fastest lap of the top 10 that last time by. And he does it again. This time not nearly as fast. He is going to work alongside Martin coming out of 2 and up the backstretch. We're going to be getting close to 20 to go pretty quick. Vinny still out in front of Boyd. Martin and Blevins battling for 3rd and 4th. Bigelow sits in 5th. Watson up to 6th. He got around Spalding, and now he is going to take a peek and start looking at the 27 truck. I feel very comfortable that the 31 can make it the rest of the way on fuel. Going to have tires that are just a handful of laps fresher. About 12 or 13, which really only equates to about 5. Gap starting to open up. Vinny, half second now. Blevins half second behind Boyd. Still the fastest truck on the track by about 0.2 of a second. Top 3, and not quite a second separating them all. Tony Martin in that 4th spot. He's going to have company momentarily because Watson's coming. There's Watson pulling to the inside. Trying to move himself to 4th. He'll probably clear down the backstretch. And Martin got a great run off of 2. Good run for the 22 truck. He used that momentum line perfectly. This time Watson up across the nose, puts himself cleanly into the 4th spot. Going to go back because Blevins, well, he just got around Boyd right there now. The Jaws music queued up. Here comes Blevins. Sizing up the bite-sized morsel in front of him. Shark Flynn out of the water. And he is clear. Man, he is about 0.2 of a second a lap faster than Adam Vinny. This time by about 1.5 tenths quicker. Vinny may not be able to hear him, but he's got to feel him, and I know he can see him in that mirror. Blevins will pull down to the inside, headed for turn number 3. From the back, both drivers have worked their way to the front now. They'll lock into battle with 16 laps to go. Blevins, that time by the nose of the truck, the paint on the splitter, and Vinny drifted a little low, got into the side. He had to roll off the gas, and he turned that battle into a no contest real quick right there, and he's going to have problems because here comes Garrett Boyd, and Boyd's probably not going to sit around and wait. He was trying to keep the air on the right side of Blevins' truck, and he just got a tiny bit too close. And I think that buffer of air between, he got into the void, and it just pulled him over, and he almost got in the door of the 24. And I think had they made contact, both trucks would have been wadded up there in turn number 1. So Blevins going worst to first. He's going for 3 in a row, and he's got to hang on for 14 more laps. Vinny second. Boyd is third. Watson, a good recovery after a questionable pit stop. All the way back to fourth, 1.6 seconds off the lead. And Martin still fifth. Bigelow, Spalding, Pearson, Mackey, and Scott in the top 10. And once again, your top 4 made their way to the top 10. Does make it interesting. Garrett Boyd pulled off the bumper to the left side of Adam Vinny. He is going to go for the second spot. And Vinny made that look a little too easy. Yeah, they may get into a battle, and he may see if he can just push Boyd back up there to Blevins. He's got 1.2 seconds they got to make up. Blevins did go in with Mackey on lap 42. So, did have a little fresher tires, and that will explain a little bit of why he's a little quicker. Tony Martin still back here in fifth. Kept himself out of harm's way, and he's been caught up in other people's stuff quite a bit over the last few weeks. But he's kept himself out of harm's way tonight, and it looks like he is on his way to a very solid finish this evening. Last truck in the lead lap, right there, the 125 of, or I'm sorry, the 88 of Todd Keir. He runs 16th, and he's about to be lapped, maybe. Just got lapped, actually. Right, that's who was going by when we flipped the camera to him. So he wasn't the last truck on the lead lap. Frank Chavez in 15th and he is about a half a track behind your leader. 10 to go, the signal. Boyd now has gapped himself away from Adam Vinny. He's got about, a half a second, several truck lengths as they carve between lap trucks there. There's Coit Callis. Callis on fresher tires. Here comes Watson. Watson trying to make a podium run out of this evening. And he's got about 9 laps to get there and get to Adam Vinny, and I think he's got enough time. Those fresher tires paying dividends. We'll watch a minute here and see how the gap closes up. It's just over half second, nearly 0.6 of a second. Through the traffic and now into clear track. We'll see if the lap times differ quite a bit. It was about a half a tenth a second last time by. And this time they're just about the same again. So 31 having to work the traffic. It may have equalized his tires for him. Boyd not making up the gap. Blevins is just absolutely roasting these guys now. He has 1.6 seconds in front of everybody else. We saw Emerson have problems early in this one. He's done a good job with his recovery. He's up to 12th. About 10 seconds behind the lead, but still running into the 12th spot. He got spun through the grass there on the front stretch. So Blevins is going to go for 3 in a row if he can hang on for 6 more laps here. I don't know what the series record is, but I got to think this is pretty good. Boyd still second. Watson and Vinny have equalized, and they have really not gotten closer. So the new tires were good for a little bit, and then they weren't. They helped Blevins get to the point, and about the time that all that equals out, Watson makes his way to fourth, and then he cannot run down Adam Vinny in front of him. Brandon Mackey, who went in on that same lap, he is right there in fifth spot, and he cannot catch Watson as well. So Tony Martin back to sixth. I think they got to be getting close up front. Well, I mean, Blevins isn't, but I think maybe Boyd and Vinny got to be. They last pitted on lap 29. That is 46 laps. It's got to be getting close. They did have some caution laps, so that did help a little. Coming around, it'll be 3 laps to go this time. 2.6 seconds for Blevins. He's still running sub 33-second laps. Only other truck doing it, Brandon Mackey. Mackey was the fastest last time by. So now Mackey has started to close the gap. He's only going to have 2 more laps if he's going to get around Watson for fourth. But none of these guys catching that truck in front of him. And Adam Vinny looks like he's going to be on his way to another podium run tonight. Blevins and Callis. Callis got a little bit fresher tires. They're only 3 or 4 laps fresher, but man, I'll tell you what, he's not giving up. He's trying to get another lap back. He's 5 laps down. But he'd sure like to be 4 laps down from the look of things. The white flag coming out this time out of turn number 4. 3 in a row. Corey Blevins back to back to back. Mackey got around Watson for 4th, so that'll put Watson 5th. Callis dove to the inside on the white flag lap. I don't think Blevins going to hold him up at all. Blevins lets him go get one more lap back, but the checkered flag belongs to the 24 for the 3rd time in a row in the series. Corey Blevins picking up the win. Garrett Boyd 2nd. Adam Vinny coming home 3rd, then Mackey and Watson. Corey Blevins from worst to first. He had to go all the way to the back. Last starter in the field, 23rd when we drop the green flag on lap 1. And he will come home with his 3rd in a row. So we'll talk to our top 3. Adam Vinny, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you. What's up, bud?
Catch your breath?
Yeah, I'm here.
Good long run at the end, man. I got to ask you. You saw about 7 or 8 trucks that went in there on lap 42. Did you even think about going in for a second?
I did, but we didn't really run a lot of green flag laps, so I figured the tires were going to be okay. And I I was hoping a lot of trucks would stay out and they would have to burn up their stuff trying to get through the field. It just, in the way cautions were going, I figured we were going to have another one and I was going to go in, but yeah, figures no more cautions.
Kind of how it works out sometimes. Obviously, you guys only got about 5 or 6 green flag laps on those tires before everybody went in, and I would have probably agreed that it wouldn't have been such a big advantage. Man, you guys just, they restarted 13th and 12th, and those guys drove up the end of finishing, first, 4th, and 5th. So hindsight being what it is, you probably would have made a different call.
Yeah, definitely would have. But yeah, I mean, Watson pit, he was leader, and I kept him behind me. So I don't know. Yeah, the only thing different is I pit also.
Yeah. Well, an awesome run nonetheless, man. You still keep racking up the podiums. It's going to keep you in touch with the guy out front in the points. Something's got to break at some point, right?
Yeah, I kind of broke myself last week. So I dug myself a big hole. Working on digging out of it, and I saw Boyd coming up on me. He was definitely faster. I should have did what I did tonight last week and just let him go. So I wanted him to go and not get in the same situation, and I figured maybe he could catch Blevins too. He was pretty quick.
Well, an awesome run nonetheless, man. 3rd place again tonight. Can't hurt you in the points a lot. So give me some shouts, some thank yous before we let you head out.
Yeah, thank you to you, Roger, the Dirt Racing Network, all my Beard Wisconsin teammates, Beard Wisconsin, Small Batch Beard Oils and Balms, Next Level Litigation Support, Fridge Brick Time, Wabam, just my parents, my girlfriend, my kids, just all the continued support, and kept my head in it, keeping my head up, and everybody that came out, and hopefully you enjoyed the show. It was heck out here, so.
Well, an awesome run, man. Congrats on the finish. I will look forward to seeing you back next week.
Sounds good. Thanks, bud.
Adam and Vinny finishing in 3rd tonight. We'll move on now and talk to our 2nd place finisher. He's got to be fighting the same guys each and every week, and at some point, something's going to break your way. Garrett Boyd, tonight was not that night.
Yeah, we were really good on the long run, and he pitted there on that last caution, and I had a bad. I wanted to pit really bad, but I knew I needed the track position, and I figured he would burn his stuff up coming up through the field, but he didn't.
It looked like that was the choice to make, because the 1st, 4th, and 5th from those guys that restarted there, between 11th and 15th and 7 or 8 laps. A huge difference on the tires here tonight, yeah?
Yeah, a lot of people were driving the truck really deep into the corner, so, I mean, conserving the right front was the biggest goal the whole race for me anyway.
Well, an awesome run, man. You're going to come home in 2nd tonight. Who you got for shout-outs and thank yous before we let you go?
I got to thank you, Roger, for putting this deal on, getting me into the league, and then Quality One, Sim Shop, Sim Magic, girlfriend. She puts up with the sim racing stuff quite a lot, so appreciate that. And then Michael and the guys for putting this on, and all the sponsors that put this league on. It's a really fun league.
Kicking off a new one tomorrow night over with Netcode 2025 C season. How the midget program looking right now?
Well, we're going to have to knock the dust off of that one.
Okay, man. Well, we'll definitely see you over there tomorrow night. Congrats on the run, and thanks for giving us a holler.
Thank you.
Yeah, Boyd, your 2nd place finisher. And now he lied to me. He changed his paint up, but it didn't make any difference. He still goes back to back to back. Corey Blevins, a little tougher tonight, I think, than last week.
Yeah, just a little bit. I kind of struggled, I'm not gonna lie. It was really tight in traffic, I thought. Once I got out front, it was a whole different truck. Once I got out front finally. It, it took long enough. There on that last pit stop, I was debating on whether pitting or not, and I thought even 5 laps was going to make a difference, and I ended up being right.
Well, race-winning move right there, and I was just getting ready to ask you, the decision to pit probably was all the difference in the world, because you were a couple of tenths faster from the drop of the green on was lap 45, 46, all the way through the end. You just kept stretching it out. It looked like that 5 laps was a big difference on tires.
It was, especially once I got into clean air. That was the real big difference maker. I know that I had set the fastest lap, and I think then someone else right behind me had set it too. I don't know who ended up setting the fastest lap, but it was we ran our fastest laps the exact same lap. So yeah, and I think he had gotten tires too. It might have been
Watson.
Let me see who it was. Yeah,
Jacob Watson.
yeah, I think.
And it wasn't by
probably
much. 300.
Yeah, I don't think it was by. Yeah, I didn't think it was by a whole lot. I thought he was going to be a contender up there with me. I don't know exactly what happened with him, but I thought he was going to be up there and potentially continuing to pass me, because I know he was up front earlier in the race. So that surprised me a little bit.
Yeah, it looked like the dirty air kind of was his undoing back there after that pit on 42, 43, and it kind of looked like his truck, the tires equalized pretty fast. He got up to about 4th, and then the truck just kind of stalled out. So you made the best of it. You got past both Boyd and Vinny, and you just kind of started getting away. So going to go for 4 in a row next week, and I got to find out, what are your thoughts about where we're headed, and how do you normally do there?
Well, let's see where we're heading. I don't even know.
I'm not even sure myself. I was hoping you knew.
Prepared for that.
Yeah, me too.
Darlington. Okay. I don't even know if I've ever won there, to be honest. And my 10 years of iRacing that I've had, I can't recall if I've won there or not. But I did run in a very competitive league in the past that was very competitive and finished 5th, and it was trucks. So I know they're a lot different now, with all the changes and setups and everything. But yeah, we'll go for it. Never know. But yeah, 3 in a row. That's all you can. I mean, that's really cool.
I don't know what the record is in this series, and I know you've been here for a little bit. Do you know offhand what the record for wins in a row is? I figured it was probably your record.
Probably.
Because when I came here, the 24 truck was the truck to beat. So.
Yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, because I won the second season, and then Adam won last season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it was a good battle.
On it really, it's a battle between me and Adam for the second title. This is what it looks like it's going to boil down to. But yeah, we're coming up on the end of the season. It looks like here too. We only got 4 races left.
Yeah. It looks like it, man.
So we're coming up on the end of it, and hope to stretch out the points a little bit more here.
Well, an awesome job tonight, man. Some shout outs and thank yous. We'll let you go celebrate.
Yeah, of course, appreciate the broadcast as always. Keys Architects and Associates, they're actually based in Louisville, Kentucky, so this is a home track for them. So I wanted to mention them. Always, it's my stepdad's dad's business, and they've been in business for a very long time. So if you know anybody out there that needs architect work, feel free to hit them up if you're in the area.
All right, man. Well, congrats on the win. Thanks for chatting with us. I'll see you back next week. We'll see if you go 4 for 4.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you, Roger. Have a good
Corey Blevins picking up the win here tonight at Kentucky. That's 3 in a row for that young man. And, man, he is showing out this season. It was a good battle last season between he and Adam. I think it's going to be a good one over these last 4 races. So we'll see how that goes. But Blevins picks up yet another win. Let us take a look real quickly. Blevins, Boyd, and Vinny, 1, 2, 3. Mackey and Watson, 4, 5. Tony Martin hangs on in 6th. Good run for Tony. Finally going to keep the truck clean and make it into the top 10. It's been a minute. He has had some really bad luck for a while. Brock Bigelow, good run for him, up to 7th from the back of the field. Kevin Spaulding, Stephen Pearson, 8 and 9. Michael Everett was 10th. Jonathan Scott, 11th. Chris Emerson in 12th. 13th was Forstner. 14th, Harold. Chavez, 15th. Keir, 16th. Mashburn in 17th. 18th was Kyle Gomez, Coy Callis in 19th, Demore 20th. 21st was Hakes, Bojanic, 22nd, and Dylan Herman, the early exit for the evening, and that was part of the Bojanic, Herman, and I forget who else incident there about 30 laps in. So another awesome race here tonight. I want to thank all of you for being here. Without you, there's no reason for us to do this. Without the awesome leagues, goodness, great racing like you saw here tonight, there's nothing for us to cover, so high fives and pats on the back. Come see us tomorrow night about the same time, about 8:30 in the evening for Netcode Esports. Until then, peace and love to everybody. Keep the rough side facing down.